What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Leo Rydell here from Geekly Goods to review The Rental today. But before we dive in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video if you're new here, if you enjoy content on the latest in movies, TV, gaming, anime, and all kinds of geeky stuff, guys. So be sure to return and let's talk about The Rental. The Rental is about two couples on a getaway who grow suspicious that the host of their rental house may be spying on them. Before long, what would be a celebratory weekend trip turns into something sinister. This is Dave Franco's directorial debut and stars Alison, Brie, Dan Stevens, Sheila Vand, and Jeremy Allen White. So let's start with the good. Two of the people I know the most are Dan Stevens and Alison Brie. Alison Brie, definitely from Community and in Glow. She kind of plays a similar character to Annie here, but a lot less, I would say, uptight, and just a little more free-flowing and enjoying of nature. And Dan Stevens, I know him from Legion as David Howler, but I know he also plays in Downton Abbey and plenty of other roles as well. Great acting range from both of them and great acting range from the other actors as well. I really enjoyed the group dynamic. I liked the brotherly rivalry between Dan Stevens and Jeremy Allen White's characters. You could tell there was some tension there. You could tell the younger brother was not as confident of himself because of his older brother. He felt that his older brother filled a void in his girlfriend that he could never fill. So I loved that they played on that energy so very well, and I love Alison Brie in pretty much anything she's in, so absolutely loved her. And I just like the tension that builds between the group. I know that I don't want to spoil too much, but there's definitely some tension going on between the couples, a little bit of speculating, so be sure to check out the movie and let me know if you assume the same thing, because I definitely did. I like the tension that built through the movie. You could feel this looming suspicion throughout the film that I couldn't really pinpoint. I feel like what we had guessed and assumed wasn't what the outcome was gonna be, which was true. There was a twist. However, I loved this like building tension around, they stumble upon this door pretty early on in the movie, and it's just like, okay, what's behind that thing and what are we in for here? So there was this looming suspicion and tension building over the film, and especially since it was only in that one location, it was a great place to really set up this kind of scenario. I also liked the killer. There was a great ode to Michael Myers. He had a mask, and I don't want to spoil too much more, but it did really bring me back to those slasher films, Halloween, and I really enjoyed that part of it. So those are the things I really liked. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that I thought were a little shaky. The story is definitely something we've heard of before. This is not the first middle of nature setting for a horror movie. This doesn't really feel that original. I mean, we've seen these elements in Halloween and Cabin in the Woods and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We've seen these kind of tension-building horror elements in other movies, so it wasn't that unique. And unfortunately, besides the acting, there's not a lot of other things that stand out. The cinematography really wasn't a standout. The score wasn't out of this world. So there wasn't really a lot more besides the group. And I even felt myself kind of losing attention and focus a couple times. This is a very dialogue heavy movie, and for horror, I want some stuff to start happening pretty early on. Now, I'm not saying there's a problem waiting till, the third act to make the move, but some kind of clue, a little bit more. I don't know, maybe somebody coming up dead, and there is somebody who goes missing, but the dog, come on. I wanted to see somebody kind of get nixed out pretty early on, but that's okay. For The Rental, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was a good directorial debut for Dave Franco. However, I didn't find myself extremely entertained because I knew this story before. I had heard this story before, but I did enjoy the acting and I did like following that group. So I did like it, didn't love it though. You let me know your thoughts down in the comments, everybody. What did you think of The Rental? Have you checked it out yet? And are you going to check it out if you haven't? And as always, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and we will see you next time on Geekly Goods.